I could not have picked a worse time to film this intro. Hi, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. This week I have a week of workouts for you to get that hourglass figure, get the big booty cheeks, you know, be the gym galley, get the dream bod I'm after. I forgot to film an intro, so it's currently the night before this is going up. It's like 9:15 and I forgot to film an intro, so I'm just doing it now. I work out 5 days a week, kind of, well, 5 or 6 depending on how I'm feeling. I do primarily strength training, and I just wanted to share my way of working out and how I work out and what I do and my split and stuff, and you'll see all in this video. So I really hope you enjoy, and I love you so much. I really hope you enjoy. Okay, so starting off this week of workouts, we are starting off with a leg day. This is glutes and hammies focused. I love to start my week with a leg day. Leg day is my favorite to train. I think it's either that or push. I hate pull, but leg day and push day I'm a big fan of. So we're starting off with back squats. I always make sure to warm up my squats and my big compound movements for my workouts. So right now I'm just squatting with 5 kg either side, just to make sure I'm happy with my form and I'm having a good form day. I then started my working sets. So I always start with 60 kg, just because that is like my most ideal weight. I feel really comfortable, really good on my form. I don't feel like I'm pushing myself. I can just like whack out these reps. So yeah, I went up to 60 kg and did 5 reps of that. Before any of my sets, I will always make sure that the barbell is placed perfectly on top of my shoulder blades. I will literally wriggle underneath the barbell for as long as I need to get the most perfect position and comfortable position. You do not want like neck pain or any sort of pain when the barbell is on your shoulders. And then when it comes to the actual squat, I always have a bit of a wider stance. Some people prefer a more narrow stance. I just feel more glute activation and I feel it more when I'm a little bit wider. And I always have my toes pointed out a little bit. I always move with my butt first, but before anything, I will brace my core, take a breath in, and then squat down, pushing my glutes back, and then try and hit parallel. Obviously, you know, we do our best over here, but try and hit parallel. And then I always stand back up, driving through my heels. It's crucial that you drive through your heels. You do not really want any pushing through your toes or any other foot place, I guess. Always drive through the heels and never lock out your knees when you're standing up at the top again. You've got to keep like a loose but stable foundation for your squat. And then I moved on to Romanian deadlifts. So what you're going to do is, again, engage your core, make sure your back is straight, roll your shoulders so your whole torso is kind of locked and you're not going to bend your back or anything. Like I said, brace your core, and then you're going to bend down, bring the barbell to kind of mid shin, push through your heels to come back up. And when you're bending over, you really want to push your hips back and your glutes back. A way I like to describe it is you're trying to like hit your butt cheeks to the wall behind you, even if there isn't a wall behind you. Always keep a bend in your knees, never look out your knees, and make sure you are always looking straight. You do not want to be like looking up or cranking your neck in any way, and really keep your core tight. Like, it's so important to keep your core tight and your knees bent, drive through the heels and push your hips back. And then we moved on to single leg RDLs. So kind of the same as the barbell RDLs, just with one leg you're leaning your weight on, again driving through the heel, and then your back leg is simply there to stabilize you. So try not to lean any weight in that. Engage your core, looking down, same old with the RDL with the barbell. The gym was super busy, so I couldn't find a place to film, but I did 4 sets of 10 hamstring curls. Here is a picture for proof. So we finished off with 4 sets of AMRAP on the adductor. So AMRAP means as many rounds as possible. I did the highest weight on the adductor for basically as many times as I could, 4 times. I always lean forward and I don't hold on or anything when I'm doing the adductor. And yeah, you want to make sure you're pushing out with your legs and not your feet, and have that mind to muscle, you know, think about the glutes. I've just been editing this again and I found this clip from the first leg day of the week, so I'm just going to add it in. The workout wasn't actually as short as we thought. I did some hyperextensions. These are weirdly really good for the booty. I don't really understand how, but with this you want to make sure your back is rounded, you're looking down, and you really squeeze your butt cheeks when you come up to the top. So my second day of working out is always an upper body day. This was push, so chest, shoulders, triceps, even though I rarely train triceps, mainly chest and shoulders. So we start off with bench press. My journey with bench pressing has been a little bit rocky. I have spent a lot of time perfecting my form, my hand placement, my arm placement, my back placement, all of the above. So for bench press, you want your eyes in line with the bar when it's racked. You want your arms parallel up above you, not too wide, not too close, to target that chest, that like inner armpit, side boob area, as well as your chest. And then for your back, a lot of people like really arch their back and like basically have their back off the bench while they're bench pressing, which is great, but I personally prefer just to have a little arch, nothing too crazy. And then for my 2 lighter sets at the end, I will have my feet up on the bench just to maintain like good posture, and also I feel like I just get a better connection, mind to muscle connection with it. I'm not really sure why, but I do that on the last few sets. And also I did go for 40 kg. I was meant to just stop at 35, but I was feeling quite strong, so I went for 40 and I got 3 reps, which is a PR for me. And then we moved on to dumbbell bench press. I love this movement so much. I just think it's like a burner to the bench press. So as you can see, I do wriggle around again. I just like to make sure I have a really good stable position with my feet planted on the floor and my back slightly arched. And then with the actual movement, make sure your elbows are not locking out at the top, even though mine are slightly. I'm not the best from me. Also, your elbows do not have to be straight in line with your shoulders. Just make sure they are in a really good position that you properly target that chest. So kind of figure out what feels best for you. Some people like higher elbows, some people like lower down elbows. And then we moved on to single arm dumbbell side raises or shoulder raises, whatever you want to call them. I absolutely love these moves. They're kind of new for me and I love them. They really target my shoulder and I really want nice shoulders. With this, I place my free hand on my core to like engage my core, like to remind myself to engage my core. And then you're just going to lift your arm up, keeping a slight bend in your elbow again, just to protect your arm and your elbow. I was swinging a little bit. You shouldn't swing as much as I am. I was a little bit fatigued at this point, but try and keep a stable position, and yeah, it should target your shoulders really nicely. And then we moved on to seated dumbbell shoulder press. This again, I haven't done in a while, so I went with quite light weights just to focus on my form and focus on the mind to muscle connection. Again, with this, you want a really stable position, so feet planted on the floor. And when you're pushing up, make sure to not lock out your elbows. Try and keep your arms even as possible, like coming down and going back up together as evenly as possible. And try not to lean in your feet too much. That kind of takes the power away from your shoulders and your arms, so try to just keep your feet as like a stabilizing mechanic, or what am I trying to say, like your feet are just there to stabilize you, don't drive through your feet. That's what I mean. Watching this back, I'm realizing how long this workout was. But anyway, we're moving on to dumbbell lateral raises. This is probably one of my favorite movements ever to do, ever in the gym, ever. I just love this so much. With this, you want to again engage your core, have a slight bend in your elbows, and don't bring your arms up too high, like just bring it to where you can feel. And don't do what I did. I started swinging as I had picked a too heavy weight and did too many reps of it. So I recommend doing a lighter weight or less repetitions for it, just to ensure you don't swing, because that just takes kind of the purpose away from the movement. Also, always have to get an Instagram pic, because you know. On to our second to last exercise. These are dumbbell around the worlds. I do really like these again, but I'm not very strong in them, so I did start swinging again. It's kind of fun watching this back because I'm giving myself form tips. But with these, again, you want to engage your core to make sure you don't hurt your back or anything. Keep a bend in your elbows, and also always lift the dumbbells above you with them facing forward. Also, I was swinging again because, like I said, I'm not strong in these and the weight I picked was just a bit too much for me. So pick a lighter weight. Also, I'd recommend having more control than I did. I was just swinging them all over the place. By this point, I was actually kind of deceased. So I was just doing what I had to do to get it done with. For our last exercise, we are doing barbell shoulder raises. Again, these are new for me and I freaking love them. I've been experimenting a lot with my push workouts just because I really like my push workouts. With this, you want to have the grip kind of by your sides and lift the barbell up as high as you can. You will feel this in the top of your shoulders like no other. It burns, it hurts, it's a great time, I love it. So day 3 was another upper body day. Today was pull. I started off with barbell bent over rows. These are an interesting move. I've tried so freaking long to perfect my form, and to this day I still think it's pretty whack. Like, I do my best, but I don't know, I see a lot of different variations of form, so I feel like it's whatever works best for you. But with this, you want to basically be in an RDL starting position, I guess. Knees bent with the barbell just below your knees, and you're basically going to row it up towards you. You should feel this all in your back, your upper back. If you're feeling it in your lower back, you need to engage your core a little bit more or bend down a little bit more. This is just a good compound movement for me. It really like warms up my back and gets a good all over back workout in. I also do a little like compound burner, I guess. After my heavy barbell bent over row, I will do 3 sets of just the barbell, ranging between like 12 and 15 reps, just to really like get my back burning, I guess. And then I moved on to, I think this is called the pulley. I just call it like the seated row machine. This machine is not really my friend. I struggle on this machine so much. I don't know why. It's probably just because I'm targeting the back muscles, which aren't very strong, but this is actually a very good machine to use. And for back day, because I don't love back day, I do prioritize machines over like free weights, just for convenience and me not getting annoyed at like free weights and stuff, because sometimes, and especially on back days, if I don't like a exercise, or if I can't find the right dumbbells, or if I can't like get a good form or something, I get so annoyed. So machines kind of take that away because the weight is so easy to change. I use quite a close grip with this, and again I am kind of swinging into this and using force from other areas of my body. I still do get a good feeling in my back, but I do need to work on not pushing through my feet and my arms and whatnot so much. After that, we moved on to lat pull downs, and I freaking love lat pull downs. I mean, can we just see my back right now? Like, not gonna lie, she's looking kind of fun and fresh in this. But I freaking love lat pull downs. This is like the favorite part of back day for me. Again, I'm still working on my form. My back is just really weak, so I kind of like, I'm doing the heavier weights and I'm hoping that my form will just like keep up with me. But I freaking love this. This is so good for creating that hourglass illusion. Like, getting a bigger back will help your waist look smaller, and also I want a shredded back. With this, some of my tips would be to make sure that the rolly pads that sit on top of your knees, I've no clue what they're called, but they should be kind of tight on your legs. Like, you do not want your knees lifting up at all. Engage your core and really try and pull the bar, or whatever it's called, down. I felt it in my back. The mind to muscle connection was actually really good, even though my form was not the best. Then we moved on to cable pull downs. Again, I really like this for like the top of my back. With this, you want to have a really stable position on the floor. Like, your feet should be really sturdy on the ground. Engage your core again. With most things in the gym, you just need to engage your core and have a sturdy foundation, and you're going to want to really pull down, but think of your back. Kind of, I arch my back very, very slightly to really engage my back muscles as well as my core, so that I don't hurt my arms or anything. You don't want to be looking up either, or like cranking your neck. Just try and keep a really sturdy foundation and core engaged, and pull through your back. Also, I'm watching this and my outfit looks very cute, so thanks very much Gymshark, because I look like a baddie. And then for my last back exercise, I did rear delt flies. These are also kind of new for me, so I do like them, but again, I was swinging a bit too much. I just need to take lighter weights. Honestly, my ego needs to be checked because I think I'm stronger than I am. What you should be doing for rear delt flies though is bending over kind of in the same position as like a barbell row, the dumbbells in front of you, and then lift them up to the side, keeping your elbows bent. Keep a bend in your knees as well. Engage your core to make sure you're not hurting your lower back or swinging. Obviously, I was not engaging my core. Lift the dumbbells to where it feels comfortable, where you feel it in your back, and then back down. Make sure the dumbbells don't like clang and hit each other when they come back down. It's a good exercise for your back. And then we moved on to biceps. I rarely train biceps, but sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit fun, I will. So I did barbell bicep curls with one of the super light barbells. With this, try and keep your elbows like pinned to your side. You don't want your elbows swinging too much. I felt this very hard in my biceps. I do not train biceps, like I said, so I'm not very strong, but I'm trying to get better. And then I supersetted it with dumbbell bicep curls. So again, try and keep your elbows to your side. I have the dumbbells at my sides and then bring them up, just because keeping them forward, I don't have the capacity to do that yet and actually be able to lift them. So I do kind of a side to front motion. And then I had a rest day, but we followed that with another lower body day. My second lower body day of the week is always my fun lower body day. I basically either like create a new workout or pick a workout I've seen. I just have fun on my second lower body days. I like to train as many muscles as I can. So doing like the same workouts over and over isn't my favorite to do because I like to train the different areas of my body. I'll do the same movements. Obviously, I've already done RDLs this week, but with isolation movements and my form and my way of performing the movements, I will switch that up every single session to ensure I'm training every muscle that I can. And this is a perfect example of me just messing around. Basically, I was waiting to use the leg press, so I decided to try out sumo deadlifts. I've never tried these before. I have no clue if my form is good or bad. I felt it in my booty cheek, so I was doing something right. Booty was on fire, but it was quite fun. And then the leg press I wanted to use never ended up being free, so I had to use the like regular schmegular one. I freaking hate this machine. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like it. My tips on the leg press, this one and the other one: make sure you never lock out your knees. I'm sure everyone has heard the horror stories of people who lock out their knees. Just please never do it. Make sure your back is against the seat. I hold on to the like hand things. With foot placement, the higher and wider you place them, the more glute focused it will be. The lower and closer together your feet are will be more quad focused. And then we moved on to a little superset. So we started off on the hamstring curl. With this, let me just say, placement and position on the hamstring curl machine is very important. You want to make sure the under pad is right above your ankles and the top pad is right below your knees. Again, keep your back on the seat. Don't lock out your knees, the usual stuff. I engage my core just to make sure that my back really does stay on the seat. I also hold on to the little hand. What are they called? Like grips? No, like hand things. I can't remember what they're called. And then we moved on to goblet squats. With this, I have a bit of a wider stance than a regular squat and my toes pointing out. When you're squatting down, squat down a little bit further than you usually would, holding a dumbbell. These freaking killed. I was not expecting to be absolutely dying, but I was deceased after this. Then we moved on to the adductor machine again, pushing through my knees as well as my heels and not holding on really targets the glutes. And I just love this for the pump. Like genuinely, my booty gives BBL after this. And then we moved on to hyperextensions again. I don't know why, but I was really loving these this week. With this, I would recommend really getting your position on the little stand, I guess, right? Like you want the pads sitting really comfortably, otherwise you're gonna get lower back pain. So make sure you're kind of locking and fitting perfectly with the hip pads. On to our last workout in the gym. So this was another upper body, and we started with overhead press. I use the Smith machine just because my upper body strength is pretty weak, and the barbell, the regular barbell, just is a little bit too heavy for me. Like I can get about 4 reps in before I'm dying. So I use the Smith machine just to help build up my strength, so then I will be able to move on to the regular barbell. With this, as you can see, I am using kind of a lot of my body to push this up. Like I am driving through my legs slightly, and I really engage my core in this to prevent hurting my back. And when I bring the barbell up above my head, I move myself forward, so then I fully extend my arms up, but I don't lock out my arms or elbows or anything, but I like to get a full push up. And when I bring it down, I just bring it down almost to touch my chest. And then we moved on to dumbbell shoulder press. This is one of my favorite exercises for the shoulders and the upper body. I really push into my feet to make sure my back is against the seat. I slightly arch my back just to make sure I'm really hitting my shoulders and not pushing through like any other body part, just like through my arms. I also hadn't done these in a long time. I forgot how much I liked them, so I was humbled with this exercise. Then I did dumbbell single arm raises. Again, like I said, I just really like this movement. It really targets my shoulders. I also am giving myself the ick that I'm chewing gum during this. Please do not think I'm one of the people who chews gum in the gym. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I'm placing a hand on my stomach just to make sure I'm always engaging my core and I'm not arching my back or anything. And I find that doing single arm raises at a time actually really helps me feel it more. Like I was dying during this. Like the aggressive gum chewing can prove how much I was dying. And then we moved on to around the worlds again. I realized this isn't very like diverse, or you know, I'm kind of doing the same things, but I just like what I like. These around the worlds kill my arms. Again, I am using a bit too much leg, but as you can see, I was dying. Like I don't even know why I did this, because I was dying. I had no strength left in me. So yeah, around the worlds are an absolute burner for your arms. I strongly recommend. And then lastly for the shoulders, I just did some lateral raises. Again, these are another favorite of mine. I just really like a lot of push exercises, and I'm kind of impressed with my form with this one. I really like lateral raises for the shoulders. Like genuinely, if you haven't tried lateral raises, please try them. My shoulders were absolutely ruined at this point. Like I literally had to take a moment to go through with this exercise. So I'm actually really like, I loved this workout so much. It was a full upper body, and I ruined myself. Then we moved on to the pull exercises of the upper body. So I started off with a very wide grip lat pull down. I really liked this. I've never done this before. The bar was horrible. It had such a horrible grip, but I actually really like this move. I felt it a lot in my back, like much more than the lat pull down. So I definitely think I'm going to use this attachment a lot more than the regular one. And then I moved on to rear delt flies, but watching this back, I was definitely way too far up, and I kind of felt it in my shoulders as well as my back, so I definitely needed to like lean down a lot more. But with this, I do really like them as well. I just really like the lateral raises and rear delt flies like movement. I really feel it, even though I am like swinging through my legs a little bit too. I was just like done at this point, honestly. And then for this last move, I realized like in my other pull day, I called this like a bicep curl. It's kind of a variation between a bicep curl and a hammer curl. So I did some more of them just to get a little bit of a bicep pump. I'm not really fussed about training biceps. I just do it whenever I like feel like it or on a pull day. I did a couple of them because if I targeted my back or my shoulders or my chest again, I would have probably just fallen over, so I thought I'd just take it a little bit easy on the last move. And then I finished off Saturday's workout with just a little bit of an incline walk. I don't think I actually did that long. I think I did about 20 minutes just to get a little bit of a sweat on. So on my last days, I'll normally either have a very chill active day or a full rest day, and today I really wanted to go on a run, so I went on like a 4K run, and that was my week. I'm also filming the outro at the very same time that I filmed the intro. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I will be doing another week of workouts pretty soon, so in that there'll be some more variety, some more things to show you, but I really hope you enjoyed. I love you so much. I will see you on Tuesday for another video. I'm uploading twice at the moment, just for a couple of weeks. So I'll see you on Tuesday for another video, and have an amazing weekend. I love you so much. Bye bye.